The journey we're taking is the journey within you. Everybody has their own story and their own journey to share. Every journey conceals another journey within its lines, the path not taken and the forgotten angle. Listen to the stories from others sharing their triumphs and struggles that led them to where they are today. Welcome to the journey within you. And today I have a very special friend. We actually met online, I believe. I mean, we just started because of other people that we knew together online and just struck up a good conversation. And in October, we finally got to hug necks, right? We got to meet each other. So I am so thrilled to have Marci come on and share her journey of where she came from and how it led her to where she is today. Welcome, Marci.
Hi, Laura. I'm so
Hey.
glad to be here.
I am so glad to have you here. So let's get started. Tell me about your journey and what it's been like for you.
Well, way back when, I was born in Washington, D.C., and we moved to Annapolis, Maryland when I was 6 years old. And my family life looked pretty pleasant, normal enough from the outside,
Mm,
but things were quite different on the inside. My
mm,
parents owned a store in downtown in Annapolis, and we lived in a really nice, great neighborhood with lots of families. And I was raised Jewish, and we went to synagogue on Friday nights. And on Saturday, I went to Sabbath school. But what people didn't see on the inside behind closed doors was very different.
mm,
There was abuse that I endured by my father,
mm,
and that was kept secret. Like I said,
mhm,
nobody knew. I'd constantly hear from my father how ugly I was, how stupid I was. Um, if I did something wrong, I would get a lot of emotional abuse, physical abuse. If I tried to avoid doing something wrong and just not do it, whether it was a household chore or whatever,
yeah.
then there would be abuse because I didn't do it. So
Mm.
there was just no right or wrong.
No getting around it. Yeah. So what type of business did your family own?
It was called the Wicker Basket. It started with just that, a lot of wicker
Oh,
furniture,
okay.
baskets,
Yeah.
household things, and it evolved from there. They ended up with a little nut shop, um, all all kinds of little knickknacks.
Yeah.
I'd worked in the summer to
So
help
you're well
out.
known around the area then, probably.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
it was right downtown, so very yeah, a lot of people knew my family.
Did he ever put like marks on you where you had to hide them?
Yeah, I got beat with the belt.
Mm,
Um, One time, the teenager got brave and decided I'm gonna talk back to him a little bit,
yeah.
and, he took a jar of Tabasco sauce and made me drink it and send me straight to my room.
Mm,
I remember
mm.
that one. Um, Getting my mouth washed out with soap, you hear about that a lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Back in
Um,
the day, right? That
yeah,
parents, when they said that, they meant it. They were gonna
mhm,
wash your mouth out with soap. They meant it.
yeah. There
Oh,
was a lot of, um
so what age was this about when you were really experiencing such trauma?
probably it started around 8 or 9
Mm,
and until I left for college.
wow. Do you have brothers and sisters?
Brother, half brother. He's my stepfather, but
Okay.
I've known him since I was 3.
So
So
father,
to me, he
yeah,
was my father. I didn't think
yeah,
of him as a stepfather.
right. Did he
Um,
ever abuse the brother?
Emotionally,
Yeah.
I don't know if there was physical. We're almost 9 years apart,
Okay, yeah.
so I don't know
That's
if
me
there
and
was
my
any.
brother. We're 9 years
Yeah.
apart.
Um, there was some other abuse going on that I really don't want to
Talk
talk
about.
about,
Right.
but, yeah.
Very hard.
So
So
I'm
so a
sorry,
lot of times through that, what was it teaching you? How to lie.
how to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
And
dealt
put
with
on a
it.
face where that like nothing was happening.
Yeah, and I dealt with it, with food.
Mm,
I
yeah,
became very much an emotional eater,
right?
so I would hear things, I would endure things, and let's eat, let's put food in the mouth.
Yeah.
So then, of course, I would hear how fat I was. So it
Yeah.
became a big vicious cycle.
Mhm.
Because of the wicker basket, my parents had a big freezer down in the basement. I mean, it was as big as a refrigerator.
Yeah.
And I can remember sometimes waking up at 2 or 3 in the morning and going down to the freezer. And this is how emotionally damaged I was.
Yeah.
I would take out a frozen pie and a fork and just chip away at this
Just
frozen
ate it.
pie and eat it.
Mm.
But that was my way of coping
Yeah. In
with the abuse.
silence.
Right,
Mm.
right.
So you endured that, you said right up till you left for college,
Mhm.
and then you left for college. How'd that happen? I mean, how'd that go? I mean, with all
Well,
those insecurities. Mm.
I was extremely overweight at that point. I mean, and basically didn't like myself very much.
Yeah.
I was an introvert.
Yeah.
I made a small group of friends. Um, I double majored in special
Mm.
ed, speech therapy,
Do you think
and
you did that to really get away, to just bury yourself in work?
that's just what I was going to
Yeah.
say. I buried
Yeah.
myself in my
Yeah.
studies.
Yeah. In your
Um,
studies.
yeah, so that's what I did. My
Mm.
studies were, I guess, my another escape.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
So you
so
never felt confident or courage to talk to someone.
not really. Like I said, I had a very small group of
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
Um, but again, I didn't share my past with them. They
Yeah.
didn't.
You didn't. You were too ashamed.
Yeah, yeah. You don't
Yeah.
talk about
And
physical,
back in our
sexual,
age, that
whatever
time,
abuse.
because we're
You
kind of
don't.
close in age, I think. And
Mhm.
back then we didn't talk about that stuff. Like you
No.
said, we suck it up. We were great. Our family was good people. They know them as good people. So we have to be
Mhm.
good too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Even as
So,
you got older, you carried that into college.
mhm, right. And again, even though I wasn't living with the abuse, I still had a lot of guilt.
Hmm.
So food
Hmm.
was there.
Well, because
And
you hadn't relieved the trauma. You were still dealing with it. So you had to cope with heavy studies and food.
right. And as I gained weight, then I felt guilty. So again, that vicious cycle,
That
you feel
vicious
guilty, so
cycle.
you eat. And so it was still going on.
Mm,
So, but I got through school, graduated in December. You don't get a job in December in either field,
yeah.
really. So I substituted. I was living in an apartment. There were two schools really close by, so I substituted for the rest of the school year. Was pretty much working every day between the
Yeah, I
two.
bet. Yeah. Yeah.
Then my college had a job there. And I, being the introvert, being the homebody that I am, oh, I'm just going to stick with the counties close by,
Yeah.
you know. So that's what I did.
Mm,
And I was all of a sudden I hear this, oh, we need special ed people, we need speech therapy people. I turn around and there's this, I don't know, 5 foot something guy, and it says Broward County, Florida. And I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be really cool. But
yeah.
I am not going
Not,
to pick up. I am not moving away from home. Well, as soon as I see him, he sees me.
mm-hmm.
Sees my name, he sees my name tag that says my two majors. He literally comes over to me and Laura, he's dragging me over to the table.
Ah,
He's, you're going to interview. We need you. And I'm like, again, thinking in my head, I
I
am not.
cannot go on to Florida.
No, I mean, I live in Maryland. My
Yeah.
mom's here. My grandparents are here. My
Yeah.
group of friends that I have are here.
Yeah. You're a little
There's
bit of
no way.
security.
Right,
Right.
right. My security. I am
Yeah.
not going.
Yeah.
But all right, I'll make this guy happy, get him off my back. I'm going to interview, right? I was laid back. I'm just chilling because I'm not
You didn't
going
care.
anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I go through the interview and then I'm leave and I'm interviewing with counties around me. I don't know, about a month later, I get this letter in the mail. We're having our very first Experience Broward Days where you can come down. Now, we had to pay for it ourselves. They weren't. You can come down. They were going to set up um, in a hotel. They rented the penthouse floor. They would have secured three, I think it was, yeah, three interviews for everybody. And then
Wow.
you could get in line and do your own interviews too,
Yeah.
but they would have 3. I would say I don't know what it was, but I do know now.
Yeah.
What Okay, I'm gonna do this. Again,
Yeah.
still out of
You're
my
like,
comfort zone,
what? Yeah.
but I did it. I
Mm,
flew down and I said, if I'm gonna go to Florida, I'm staying more than just this 3-day weekend. I'm gonna make a week of it. I'm gonna enjoy myself. Now I say it was the Holy Spirit, but what made
yeah.
me possess me do this? I go, I'm I'm only going to teach elementary school. So I thought,
Yeah.
I'm over. They had the 2 rooms, elementary and secondary. So I'm over doing the elementary thing, elementary thing. This guy, same guy from that had seen me at my college,
Yeah.
he sees me, he recognizes me. You need to come over. You need to come interview at the
Mhm.
secondary level.
You're like,
I am not
no.
teaching secondary, da da da. Same thing, drags me over into the secondary line. There's 2 lines. Okay.
Hmm.
Like, all right, whatever. Okay. Roll my eyes, but I go do it, right? So I'm standing there waiting my turn. I look over. I see this guy. All right. I see him. He's cute.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Go about, go do my interviews, right? So don't think anything of it, right? Whatever. So then that night, I go to dinner with a couple girls that I met. We go to sit at this table, and there's some guys. No big deal. We all sit around,
Yeah.
chit
All sit
chat.
together. Yeah.
Who's in that group?
Hmm.
That cute guy that I met
Yeah.
or said hi to.
Yeah.
Mhm. What do you think of that? So, guess what? Anyway,
Yeah.
well, um, that's the I've been with him for 38 years.
Wow. That's
If I have anything to do
amazing.
with that,
Yeah. Yeah. 38. Is that what you said?
38.
Wow.
Well, July 26th will be our 38th wedding anniversary.
Oh my goodness. How cool is that? Yeah.
So, yeah,
So you met the
I think
guy.
God had something to do with that.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, God definitely had something to do with that one.
Hmm. So he brought you
So,
into your life, and then how did it go from there? And you both kind of knew, didn't you?
he told his sister when he went home that he met the woman he wanted to marry.
Wow. And they know.
Yeah, I wasn't quite so sure at the
Yeah.
time because,
Yeah.
but anyway, mm, drink my drink. But um, yeah, yeah, that cute guy that I had seen earlier. What really shocked me was after we had met, we had spent that whole time together, and it was time to go home. He had asked me for my phone number and my address, and I thought, guys from my hometown would ask me, but again, I was a large woman, right?
Yeah.
I'm never going to hear from him.
Yeah.
Oh, my birthday was the end of that month. He sends me this big bouquet of flowers.
Oh my
He's such
goodness.
a romantic.
Aw.
We talked on the phone all the time. And this was back
Yeah.
in the day when long distance was long distance,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And it
And
cost.
yes, we
Yeah.
both ended up with
I forgot
jobs
all about that.
down there in
Yeah.
Florida,
Yeah.
living close to each other. And yeah, we've been together for, well, wedding anniversary, 38 years. So God knew
Yeah.
what he was doing.
He did. He did. So did you get a teaching there in Florida?
Obviously, yep, we both got jobs and moved to Florida. And we started in South Florida. We were down in Broward County,
What year
um,
did you get married?
1986.
So that was before you started working down there or after?
We started right
Right
that
when you
year.
got
Yeah.
married and then went, yeah, yeah.
Well, we weren't married.
Weren't married
We
yet.
started in 85. Started working in
Okay.
85,
Yeah, and then you got
and
married later. Yeah.
a year later,
Yeah. Did you have the wedding there in Florida or did you come home?
Maryland.
Yeah.
Yeah, got married in
Yeah,
Maryland.
came home. Right.
But, and guess what? My first job was high school.
Oh, geez, not even any of the things you were talking about.
Nope. I
Another
got
thing, like, you're gonna be taught, we're gonna put you where I
don't
say.
say never, right? They
Yeah,
say don't say
exactly.
never.
You
So I
can't
got a
do
job
that.
teaching ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th
Ooh,
grade.
goodness.
And, like, I would have first period would be the social studies, and I
Yeah.
had ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th all together, first period. So I
Mm,
world history, world geography, da, da, just boom, boom,
yeah,
boom, boom,
all the
boom.
way down.
No aid. Just I would be 15, 20 minutes with this group, 15, 20 minutes with this group, and just and then
Yeah,
teach a little bit and then give them an assignment. Teach a little
yeah,
bit, give an assignment, and
yeah.
then rotate through. Like 20, 30 kids, like teaching regular ed. It was
Ooh,
it's just
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
But I survived it somehow.
Mhm, mhm. You
So
did.
yeah, it was nuts.
Mm. So what happened after that?
Well, we were there for, I think it was 4 or 5 years, but then we had our son,
Mm,
and we decided that things were getting kind of crazy down there. Um, both John was teaching high school too. He taught printing, graphic
mhm.
arts,
Yeah,
and we decided that both of us had security guards, baseball bats,
mhm.
even back then. And I'm like, we don't really think we want to bring up a family down here.
Yeah.
So we looked at making a move. So we ended up in Central Florida.
Mhm.
We moved to Lake Mary, which
Yeah,
is, I don't know if you're familiar, it's about 45-ish or so minutes out of Orlando.
yeah.
So we were in Central Florida, Lake Mary, and that's where we lived for about 7 years.
Wow, okay.
We really liked that area.
Yeah, yeah.
Very pretty. We had a nice house. Could walk to the library, walk to a park.
Nice. Yeah,
It was really nice.
with the
Um,
kids. You only had the
yeah,
one still? Yeah,
we ended up having a daughter while we were
yeah,
there. My daughter
yeah.
Emily was born there. Um, and then John he got a part-time job on the side.
Mhm.
Um, and through that job was given the chance to move to Fernandina Beach, which is in
Oh,
North
wow.
Florida,
Yeah.
outside of Jacksonville.
Uh-huh.
So that's what we did.
Hmm.
Um, and we were there for 24
Oh, my goodness. That was a long
years.
time there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Wow.
loved it. Laura, I'm a
That
beach
was your
person.
favorite place?
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
beach person. I
Okay.
love it.
Yeah.
To me, it's like paradise.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
The
love the
kids liked
water.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Good place to raise a family.
it really was. It was a small
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
Um, and it would just the kids, it was funny when they were little, they were like, yeah, if we were to think of doing something stupid, get in trouble, mom and dad would know about it before we
In
got home.
about 5 seconds, yeah.
Yeah,
That's how it
right.
was
I
with
mean,
me growing up with being a preacher's daughter, but we lived in small towns, and everybody knew us and everything I did, so I was like, "I can't do anything." They'd go
right.
straight to my father. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Right. Hmm.
Everybody would know in a heartbeat.
Hmm.
Oh, well, that's good, though. Small town stuff is so good. I
It
miss
is.
that because you don't find that as much as you used to back then,
Right.
right?
Right.
It's
So
not
when
as
I first
much.
moved there, I taught middle school.
Mm, that's a hard years.
Yeah, I call them little walking hormones, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I did middle school special ed for 2 years.
Mhm.
And then the opportunity came where I could do speech therapy. So I
Oh,
switched
nice.
over to strictly to
Yeah,
speech.
yeah.
And I did self contained,
Mhm.
which I loved.
Yeah,
I mean, the kids, it was younger kids. And I loved that.
that was good. Yeah. You got to really
Um,
work one-on-one with them.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just felt like I had the job that, yeah,
What's
that
meant for you.
meant for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I
So
was
how long did you
doing
do that?
um, two 3 how long did I do that? I was doing self-contained kids for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I did speech, I did self-contained kids, and then I did I did the self-contained kids, and I did speech for a couple of years
Mhm.
to and then I guess it was 2 years, and I felt like, "Okay, God, you've just given me everything. You've given me the best husband in the world,
Mm.
amazing husband, a son and a daughter, living at the beach, a job that I love. I mean, what else could I want?" Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But God said, "Okay."
We're gonna do something different here.
Yep. December of 2000, my life just took a huge, dramatic, dramatic turn. I had just driven to one of my schools, an elementary
Mhm.
school, and um, it was time for me to pick up a group of kids for speech. They were in the cafeteria. They were finishing up their lunch,
Yeah.
and they were a group of very, but I don't know. Some people call them differently abled, special needs, whatever
Right.
term you
Right.
want to use.
Right.
They all had a lot of different
Disabilities
conditions,
or
right?
concerns. Yeah.
So I was walking backwards so I could watch them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And okay,
Eyes on
guys,
them
let's
always.
go. It's
Yeah.
time for speech, da da da.
Yeah.
They were like 8, 9, 10 years old,
Mm.
watching them. So I did not see half-eaten oranges on the floor.
Mm.
And the only way I can describe it is think of the old slapstick comedy movies. My feet went
No.
out from
Straight
underneath
up.
me, and I'm literally laying in the air, just and
Flat
went
out.
straight down on the tile floor.
Mm.
And I was knocked out, unconscious.
Wow.
Not quite sure how long. They told me probably 30-ish seconds.
Yeah.
Came to, and ironically, I guess, the only person on the school campus trained in first aid, me.
You. Oh, Lordy.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So, yeah, being a wife, a mother, therapist, teacher, I'm fine, I'm fine. No,
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
So they went to help me up. I should not have been moved.
Mm.
So they helped me up. I sit there for a few minutes. Okay, I'm fine.
Mhm.
I go and work with kids the rest of the day.
Wow.
I have no memory of this
Mm.
at all.
Mm.
Luckily, I did have the thought to do an accident report. Um, I drive home.
Oh my goodness.
I have,
No
again,
clue how you got
I,
home.
no, I don't remember this at all. Um, the next, well, that night, I had all kinds of issues. But again, when it's you,
You're just like, "I'll be okay."
yeah, you
Yeah.
don't think about it. If it had
Yeah.
been you or
Yeah.
a
I'd be
friend
saying,
of
"Get to the
mine,
doctor. Go take
right?
care of yourself."
I don't, I'm not thinking straight.
Yeah.
So the next day, I drove almost an hour to a school, worked with kids. Uh, that's what I was told I did. I don't know.
Mm.
Then that afternoon, I went back to the school that I had the accident at. I'm thinking, I've been vomiting, I have a headache, I have double vision, I have blurred vision. I think I better go to the doctors.
Yeah.
So I went to the secretary. I told her. So she pulls out her little notebook to find the workers' comp doctor.
Mhm.
God was with me, Laura. The one and only doctor that was workers' comp in our little community was my personal doctor.
Oh my gosh. What a
Who took
blessing.
yeah, who took me to the doctor? I left
Yourself.
I left
They shouldn't have let you do that.
no, but
No.
I left campus right away. Luckily, it was only a couple miles down the road. Drove
Yeah.
myself to the doctor. He probably looked at me and thought, "This woman's crazier than normal."
Yeah.
You need to see a neurologist. So, long story short, uh, yeah, you've got all these issues. I mean, yeah, the brain injury. I mean, I had herniated discs. I have herniated discs in my neck, in my back.
Right. Right.
But the worst part is the traumatic brain injury.
Yeah.
Um, I still deal with some of the issues, but basically, I was having seizures.
Yeah.
I'm still on seizure medicine for that. Short-term memory problems. I call them debilitating headaches. To me, the word headache just doesn't even
Doesn't
come
touch
close
it.
to describing what I was going through.
Oh,
I described it to the neurologist, who was a man. I said, "Go home and ask your wife about this." But I felt like um, natural childbirth of my brain,
yeah.
that it was going to break through my skull,
Right.
break through the
Any
bones,
moment. Yeah.
and just come out. I mean,
Yeah.
that
That had to be
I was
so painful.
dizzy, the double vision. Um, I had some social anxiety, and the list of cognitive problems was just like
Off the
a
charts.
magazine. I mean, yeah. And I still
Mm.
have some of those cognitive issues, but nothing like what I was having.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You
um,
retrained your brain.
yeah, because it was workers' comp, treatment was slow, but we fought, and I did get, I mean, some therapy. Cognitive therapy was one of them. We had to
Good.
fight for it.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to cover all the areas of the injury. You can't just do part of it.
Yeah,
You got to, yeah, to help everything that the doctors stated that needs to be addressed.
yeah. But we went through it. And a little backstory, I told you that I was raised Jewish, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but all my life, I've been on this faith journey. I mean, I can
Mm-hmm.
remember being 3 and 4 years old and asking my grandmother, she's probably thinking, "What is this girl?"
Yeah.
Asking her questions like, "Well, if we believe that Moses parted the Red Sea, and if we believe, that Daniel survived the lion's den, why can't?"
We believe. Yeah.
And she was probably going, "Oh, but
Yeah.
whatever."
Yeah.
Um, I feel like I was always
You
been
already knew.
seeking.
Yeah.
I've always been seeking, just
Yeah.
always. And about a year before my accident is when I had accepted Jesus,
Oh, wow.
my savior.
Yeah.
So I had found basically what I've been looking for, what I've been searching for.
Yeah.
And but then dealing with everything, my pain,
Yeah.
my just the suffering, having to retire from the
Your
job that
school.
I
Yeah. You
loved,
loved.
just all my cognitive issues, not being the wife and the mother that I wanted to be, just everything. Um, I basically turned my back on God.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
And
We get mad, right?
yeah, I got mad at him.
Yeah.
I mean, um, but you know where that led me? Into
Mm.
a deep,
Deep
deep depression.
depression.
I mean, I got so
And
depressed.
I think too, you still had not healed from the trauma of a childhood. So all that on top of that.
I agree. And I mean, I would yell at God.
Mm.
I just yelled at him a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, why? Why am
Why?
I going through
Always the
this?
why. Yeah.
Um, what's the purpose in it? Just
The
I mean,
questions that we know are not going to be answered, we always
right,
ask them,
right.
right?
But I mean, I was so mad at him.
Yeah.
Just mad.
Yeah. Look, I believed in you, and now look what's
Right,
happening to me. Yeah.
right, exactly. But I, being a new Christian, finally one day it just hit me, you know what? Why am I trying to be in control? Right?
Mm.
Isn't
Yeah.
he in
Something you
control?
can't control. Yeah.
Right. I'm not in it. I cannot control this. I cannot
Mm-mm.
control when I'm gonna have a seizure. I cannot control this pain. I mean, I was on so many pain
I
meds that
bet.
weren't doing anything but make me sleep,
Right.
really. And then I'd wake up and the pain was still there.
Yeah.
So I finally said, doctors had told my husband I may not survive.
Right.
And here I am.
Yeah.
So that's when my practice of gratitude really started.
Mm.
going, look at what you are doing.
Yeah. The small
I'm still
wins.
here.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I'm
Yeah.
still here. I'm learning how to do all these things again,
Mhm.
things that I hadn't remembered how to do,
Right.
but I'm learning them again.
Yeah.
They're
And
hard,
you get to. You
and
get to.
I
Yeah.
get to.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm getting to go watch my kids play soccer. They were soccer players. I may not
Yeah.
remember them an hour later,
Yeah.
but I'm getting to do them.
Yeah.
Getting to go to their band concert. Again, I
Yeah.
may not remember, but we're recording it, so then
You
the
can
next day,
remember.
I
Yeah.
can watch it
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
So I'm starting to thank him now instead of being mad at him,
Mad. Yeah.
and that's when things really started to change.
Mm.
I started feeling my faith grow, my mindset change, everything started just my whole outlook
Well, you
changed.
didn't have time to think about the negative because you were filling it with good. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. And I can't tell you where I got it because I don't remember, but I had a Bible,
Mm.
and I had never read it. Again, being Jewish, we didn't read the Bible, but something, haha, something told me I need to open this.
Yeah.
There's things in here that are gonna help me.
You need to know. Yeah.
Yeah. So every day I started to randomly open it,
Yeah, I used to do
and
that.
I
I
would
still
just
do. I
say,
love doing that.
"Oh," yeah, and I would just say, "Okay, God,
Show
you
me.
need to show me." Right.
Mhm.
And you know what? He was
You
right there
did.
by my side. And
Yeah.
I mean, I would literally open the book and do one of these,
Yeah.
and every day, it
Yeah.
would be the
Just
perfect
what you needed. Yeah.
verse that I
I love
needed.
that. Yeah.
And I
That's how he
would
works.
it right. And I would take a note card, a 3 by 5 index card, and write it down
Oh,
because, I wouldn't remember it.
yeah. Yeah.
And I would write it down, and that way I could
You could reread it. Yeah.
reread it. So I ended up with a big stack,
I bet you did.
and that was how, again, my faith kept growing. My faith
Yeah.
kept growing, and I could
Yeah.
see how God was working in me and
Yeah.
helping me through this journey.
Mhm.
That's really what it was. It was a
Yeah.
journey.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So,
Yeah.
and several years went by. We were settling into our routine. Again, like I said, I wasn't working, but I was healing
Mm.
physically, emotionally. I was healing, and then I wanted to start doing something to make feel useful again.
Yeah.
I was able to start driving again. I was able to do things. I said, um, I started volunteering with hospice,
Yeah.
and I've been doing that for, I think, 8 years now. I was doing it in
Wow.
Florida. We have
Yeah.
moved to North Carolina, and I'm doing it here in North Carolina. It's a small town. I love
Mhm.
it. And it's become my new passion. I
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
love what I
I have a
do.
passion for that as well.
So,
I'll have to tell you about that.
yeah, so that's what I do now. Um, but my health journey didn't end with my TBI.
Mm.
Like I said, we had settled into this routine and I was doing fine. Um, God said, "Okay, I'm gonna throw you another curveball."
Mm.
In May of 2015, so 9 years ago, I got diagnosed with breast cancer.
Mm.
And I had about a 15-ish minute talk with God and
Mhm.
went through the why.
Mhm.
And then I said, "Stop. God got you through the other. He's going to get you through this.
Mhm.
No more why me, pity stuff.
Right. Right. Not
You
going
have
down that road again.
right. No more. Not
Yeah.
having it." So, because at first I thought, God, I don't have the strength for another
The
battle.
energy. Yeah.
I don't. But then I thought, you know what? God's going to be with me. I can do it.
Mhm.
And I did.
He did.
You,
Yeah, and you
yeah.
did. Yeah. So how long was your journey on that with the breast cancer?
Um, Actually, you want to talk about prayers being answered? Oh my gosh, some. I was diagnosed in May. I had my double mastectomy actually July.
Yeah.
Actually today. Today is my
No
cancerversary. How about that?
way. Oh my
Yes, today is
goodness.
my 9-year cancerversary.
Yeah.
Yep.
Praise
I
God.
had my double mastectomy, and the oncologist had said, this is why I'm such a proponent of mammograms, because I had no symptoms whatsoever. Just went for my regular mammogram, and they found 3 tumors on my left
Mm,
side and 5 on my right.
no way.
So, they're how the doctor's like, "Well, you can have this, you can have that,"
Hmm.
and presenting all the different things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, well, we could do the, um, where they take out we can take out each tumor, lumpectomy, do that, and then you'll need chemo and radiation and da da da. And I'm like, "Well, what's the chance of you missing
Yeah.
cancer tumors by doing a
Yeah.
lumpectomy? Because I have so many tumors." He says, "Well, you do run that risk. Is or you could have the double mastectomy." I'm like, "I'm in my 50s. I'm not having kids anytime
Yeah.
soon."
Yeah. I'm good with
Take
this.
them.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Because and that does obviously, the chance of it reoccurring and the chance of you needing chemo and radiation go
Right.
significantly lower. Take them.
Yeah.
I don't need them. So July 8th,
Wow.
2015, I go and I have my double mastectomy. Then I go in for the follow-up afterwards, and I'm praying to myself, the whole drive there, and I go in, and I loved my oncologist. He's going
Yeah.
through the path report and everything, and he goes, "Okay, I'll see you in 3 months." I'm like, "Okay, well, what about chemo? What about radiation? What about tamoxifen?" He goes, No."
Mm.
And, "Excuse me?
Yeah.
Uh,
Really?
but what?" Is "No."
Good.
Now, every tumor was literally less than a millimeter away from becoming invasive. Every one of
Mm.
them.
Mm.
Yeah. It looks like it's all, but they got it all. Your surgeon got it all.
Wow.
You don't need chemo or radiation. Now, when you come back in 3 months, if something looks different, well,
Then we'll talk about it.
I sat there probably with my jaw down to my,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because you were already prepped and ready, knowing you're probably going to have
I mean,
chemo
I
or
knew I was
something.
going to need one or both, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
everybody,
That's
to
just
me,
usually
everybody does.
everybody. Yeah.
But no.
Mm.
Now I had everybody at Bible study praying. My family was praying. I mean, I was uh, I'm still dumbfounded.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
don't need chemo. I don't need radiation. No.
And so it has stayed gone all these years, cancer
I
free.
went for the first year, you go, every 3 months for
Every
your
3 months,
checkup,
then 6 months. Yeah.
then 6 months, and then a
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So
Been down
I
that
still
road
go
with my
once a
husband.
year for my blood work,
Yeah.
and if I need a scan, if something looks a little,
Yeah. Yeah.
no,
Yeah. I hate that because it kind of holds you on. You have to keep going back for the checkups, and then you kind of get a little scared because you don't know what's going to happen. And
right,
and you're praying, Lord, please, now we've been going good here. Let's don't
right,
bring anything back.
right.
But praise God that
It
nothing
does
has
because
come back. Yeah,
I've
it's
had
fear.
friends that
Yeah.
go 9 or 10 years and something shows
Yeah.
up.
And
Does
shows up. Yeah. Well, my husband, I mean, he's been 15 years, no colon cancer, and now it's back with a
right,
revenge, so it does, it happens.
right.
But you pray that it doesn't and you don't want it. I hate it that it has come back, but yeah. So you got through the breast cancer and
Right.
God blessed you
Here I am.
tremendously in that. And you still living in Florida during all that time, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was really funny because I went from my mammogram to the hospice inpatient unit because it was my day to volunteer there. And the nurses were like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, what am I going to do? Sit home and cry?
Yeah. Yeah.
No. I'm
Yeah.
like, again,
Yeah.
what's going to be is going to be. I'd rather
It's
be
not going to change
here.
anything. Right.
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 I'd rather be here helping y'all
It helps your
than sit at
spirit.
home.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Right.
Even though hospice is hard. I mean, I've had a passion and heart for hospice all my life. I don't know. It's been like, especially being with, my father-in-law when he passed, my mom when she passed, and
Mhm.
just knowing how many people out there that don't have anybody, you know,
Right.
when they pass. And
Right.
my dream was at one point was to have a hospice facility, to have them come and have a place where they were taken care of and loved as if they were home,
Mhm.
and have that surrounding of someone with them. So it's always been a heart thing for me.
Yeah.
I'm still drawn to it. I kind of put the dream, tucked it away because I'm like, yeah, how am I gonna ever, I'll do something like that, but a facility opened right here, right at my house where I was. I was like,
Wow.
oh my gosh, that's a godsend. Then I can go there and volunteer
Mhm.
because I know, money wise and opening one, all the things you have to do to open one, but it was a dream. I was like,
Mhm.
well, here it is. He's going to allow me to at least work in one and get to know people and be a part of
Right.
it. And sadly, the person that was opening it and running it did not have the heart for people. It was all about money,
Mm.
and it wound up getting closed down. I volunteered a couple of times and then I heard all the stuff and I'm like, this is not a God thing and it's not aligned. I can't be a part of that. I felt so bad for the people because it could have worked. It could have
Right.
been. It was beautiful, a beautiful facility. And I'm like, why did somebody so evil like that get that opportunity to open this?
Yes.
When these people need, or families even could bring somebody and let them stay for 2 weeks so they got a
Right.
break,
Right.
things like that. And I'm just like, and now it's not there. The closest one I think is 30 minutes, 40 minutes away that you have to go to, or you
Yeah.
stay at a hospital. That's not good,
Right.
for a
We
lot of
have
families.
here right now, we have one that's in the process of being built.
Uh,
Or in, um,
It takes a long time because of all the state laws, everything they have to go
right.
through, medical
Right.
and all that they have to go through. It takes a while, but it is a blessing and a privilege to be able to be with families like that.
Yeah.
And I can
Yeah.
feel
I
that.
do
I
the
know what you're
in-home, right.
talking
I
about.
do the
Yeah.
in-home patient so the caregiver can get out. I go into the hospice office once a week and I put together admission packets for
Yeah.
the admission
Yeah.
nurses. So
Yeah.
they're together. And then I do what's called tuck-in calls. Um,
Oh, so you go in and get
again,
them ready for bed and help them.
no, 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 there, it's, I know, I
Oh,
don't know
sorry.
how they came up with
Said
that
that.
name, but, it's I get a list, like,
Uh-huh.
I did it this past week, I had, like, 50, families I called where it's for, because with hospice, you're on a whole team, right?
Right.
And I would call, you have, like, each patient, you get a form,
Hmm.
and "Hi, my name is Marcy. I'm a volunteer
Yeah.
with the hospice. I'm calling to see if you have everything you need for the weekend. Do you have your equipment, your supplies, your
Okay.
medicine?"
Making sure they're all set at home and
Right, and
or
then,
wherever they are.
have any symptoms changed, how they're
Yeah.
doing, da, 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 and that way they get turned into the team, to the nurse, so that way if they do need anything, or if there's been any changes, the nurse
They
and the
know how to
team
address it
know.
right away. Yeah.
Right, and they can go out and take care of it. It's just, again, even though the nurses and the doctors and the team members visit, it's just kinda a heads up if
Yeah.
anything
Yeah. Always
is
that
needed.
extra ear. I mean,
Right,
that's always good
exactly.
to have with that, because they do get busy, but they do know. But like you
Right,
making that extra call, it's like, oh, something did change, and we do need for them to
right.
know,
Or
because that can
something.
happen in
Right.
hours.
Because what if they were there on Monday and I'm calling on Thursday and they're not scheduled to go on until whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I also do, community education. Yeah, because a lot of people, when they hear the word hospice,
They get
they
really scared. Yeah.
yeah. "Oh, you're just gonna give them a bunch of morphine and they die in
Yeah.
a couple
Yeah.
days."
Yeah.
No.
No.
I mean, I've had patients
Right.
for a couple years.
Yeah,
So
they just, and I explain it to a lot of people that I've known in this situation too, and I talk to them about it. I'm like, no, it's a help for you. And it's
right,
also meaning that your spouse has a disease that's not gonna get better.
right.
So we don't know the when, but we want to be able to help you through that until it
E
does happen and give you
exactly.
peace and security of all the things. Because there's so much that goes with that, and trying
Right.
to handle it on your own, that's
You
a
shouldn't
lot on
have
them
to.
when they need to be spending time with that person and not stressing over all that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I love what I do,
I'm
but
glad. I'm so
but
glad you've been called into that. That's
yeah,
such a blessing
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
So what moved you to North Carolina?
When John always has said he loves the mountains, and we
Yeah,
would come up here on vacation, and he said when he retired that that's what we were gonna do. So,
perfect.
you know what? I had my beach life.
Yeah. Now
It's
he
his
gets the
turn now,
mountain
and
life.
I do
Yeah.
love it here. I will always miss the beach. I
Yeah.
tell I tell him that I will always miss the beach, but it is beautiful up here.
Yeah. I love your pictures. Oh, I love
Thank
the
you.
mountains. I like the beach, but I would be the mountain girl. because I just love that surrounding of it. Anytime we go towards the mountains, I'm just like, oh, this is just so good.
It is beautiful.
Yeah, we love
But
it.
but, um, I wanted to share that when I went through cancer, even though I didn't have to have the chemo or the radiation, the cancer itself altered my autoimmune system.
Mm,
It just, I say it went wacko,
yeah, yeah,
and it left me with several autoimmune diseases.
right.
And I mean, it's to the point where there's food groups like I can't eat gluten anymore. I can't eat dairy anymore. Corn products, soy
Yeah,
products. So I mean, literally like allergies to them.
yeah,
And after suffering with a lot of chronic pain and health issues, I wanted to take my health into my own hands.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
take control
yeah.
because a lot of doctors, it's like, here's the pills, here's your pills.
Mhm, mhm.
And that's what they know. And it's
Yeah,
not their fault. That's how they were
no.
trained.
And some things you may need, but not all.
Right. I was
Right,
gonna say sometimes there's a
right.
there's a time and a place
Yeah. Because like your
for
Caesar
some.
medicine you're
Right.
taking, but
Right.
then for something else, for the stomach issues, not necessarily need, right?
Right. Right. So I started doing a little bit of research and looking into things. And then a friend of mine started posting about her pink drink.
Mhm.
And I'd see it and I'd read it. I might ask a question and then
Yeah,
I'd go. And
yeah,
then a couple days later, I'd see another post, and you know the story.
yeah.
I'd see it. I'd ask a question maybe, and again, okay, let it go.
Mhm.
And this went on
I did that for a year.
for me 2 years.
Mm,
I mean, I was kind of skeptical, and again, I
yeah.
wasn't working, so I wasn't bringing in any money.
Right, right. So you
Well,
didn't
I
wanna
was bringing in
spend it.
my disability, well,
Yeah,
my retirement from the school system based on my disability,
yeah.
whatever they wanted to call that.
Right, right.
Um, and I was a little apprehensive about asking my husband to spend the money. Plus, again, and I had tried, like I said, even these medicines that were supposed to be painkillers, and they weren't working. And also with the weight, and I had tried other things for weight that didn't work. So the skepticism, the not wanting to
Yeah,
spend the money. Well, finally, I mean, I was like, you know what? At my wit's end, whatever you want to call it. And to me, this was God. Another friend just gave me 7-day sample of
mm,
drink.
yeah.
So, here, try it. Just, again, 7 days isn't going to be a miracle, whatever.
Right,
Just
right.
try it
See
and
if it
see what
fits
you
into
think.
your regimen, yeah.
Right. See if you like the taste, see if it fits, whatever.
Mhm.
Okay. I mean, I was open and it was free. So
Yeah, we
I'd
like
take the
free.
little pink packet every day and mix it in with my water. I liked the taste. And I'm like, something was going on. I couldn't
Yeah,
really pinpoint it, put it into words, but I'm feeling different.
yeah,
Headaches were lessened,
yeah.
and even John was like, "There's something going on. There's something to
Mhm.
this." So, you know what? Let's give it a try.
Yeah.
Okay. But again, in the back of my mind, well, there's a 60-day money back
I'm
guarantee.
gonna give
Does
it
it
back. Yeah.
work?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So we ordered the triplex combo.
Right.
Give it a try, see what happens. Well, um, this year or this month, because I did it in July, will be my eighth. This
Are
is
you
my
8
eighth
years already?
or seven. 2017.
Yeah, I'm
Look out for
8.
me.
I was 8 in January. Yeah, so
2017.
you'd be 7
Seven.
years?
What? Yeah,
Yeah.
7 years.
Yeah.
7 years.
Wow. Yeah, so we
Yeah.
know it works, right?
Mhm.
Very much so.
I'm telling you what, I made a list of not only did I want to get rid of I mentioned the headaches and weight, but boy, I got so much more.
Mm,
Along with getting rid of those daily debilitating headaches, I'm not on those narcotics anymore. Yay.
hallelujah.
No more brain fog. My Joint pain has significantly decreased.
Mhm.
No more sugar cravings.
Yeah.
I call it healthy-ish lifestyle of eating. I mean, we
Yeah.
splurge every now and
Yeah.
then, right?
Yeah.
Um, that has replaced my yo-yo dieting
Mhm.
because when I was
That was for me, big time.
overweight, you go
Yeah.
on a diet,
Yeah.
you
The
lose
quick fix, real quick, something that'll work fast for me because I want
right,
this weight gone. I don't
right.
know about the gut stuff because I really didn't
Well, I
before I
didn't either.
started.
I knew nothing
Bec
about
well,
that.
and nothing against the doctors, but they don't talk about it. Some
Well,
do
you know
now
what?
more
A
so.
lot of them don't know. They weren't
Yeah,
taught about it in
yeah,
school.
they're just to
They would say,
push.
"Oh, you need to lose weight," but they
Yeah,
wouldn't tell you
but
how.
how? Yeah,
So
I'll
I
give
would
you a pill.
right, or I would, "Oh, let's try whatever diet,"
Yeah,
and I would lose 10, 20 pounds, but then I'd
yeah,
go off the diet and gain 40.
yeah,
So,
I know.
um, no more hot flashes and night sweats
Yeah,
because I
that's
also
a
had to have
blessing.
I had a hysterectomy, total
Yeah, I did
hysterectomy.
too, so early. I had it
Yeah,
really
so
early.
no more of that. Unless I have to get up to go to the bathroom, I'm
Yeah,
sleeping through the night.
yeah,
I have more energy, no more needing a midday nap, no more tummy issues, constipation, or daily dose of Miralax.
yeah,
Because all those pain meds,
yeah, you had to oh, yeah,
oh,
could be a mess for
my gut
sure.
was,
Oh,
yeah, a mess.
I can imagine.
I've lost I don't get on the scale except for
Yeah,
at the doctor's office.
right.
So I'm guesstimating, since my last appointment, I lost about 60 pounds,
Mhm.
um, and 50 inches,
Wow.
and I am off 7 prescriptions.
That's amazing. That's a blessing. I mean, such a testimony because, if we just trust the natural way of healing and how
Yep,
God intends us to heal with some supplementations, nothing wrong. If you're using all natural, not stuff filled with junk, there's a
right,
lot out there and there's a lot of good out there. If you don't choose Plexus, do your research, and look at
right,
things because I don't push it if you don't, if you think something's
right,
better, try it,
right.
but read your ingredients and make sure that it's something
Ingredients are
that's
s
not going to
yes,
work against you and what you're trying to achieve. So, it's been a blessing for our family and for me for 8 years too.
and I tell people not only all of those that I just read off to you, but I've
Mhm.
gained such an incredible community of
Community.
you. I mean,
Yeah.
the community of supportive and encouraging friends.
Yeah.
And I've also I never was doing this until Praxis, my personal development and mindset work.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I learned about doing that, which
Yeah.
has brought me so much
Much
further.
courage.
Yeah,
Courage and strength, yeah. I didn't start that till probably 5 years ago myself. I
yeah,
didn't think I didn't mean, I didn't even know what, coaching or being a part of some team or about, community, about learning and
right,
mindset and growth, and I didn't realize how much I needed it, until I
mhm,
started, and
right,
it's been such a huge change for me,
right,
transformation. I love it too as well. I think it's good that we can have this community like we do because we definitely have amazing community. You've got it with your church, you've got it with your Plexus community, and they've been a blessing to us big time.
mhm,
People I don't
yes,
even know touching our lives, and you don't have to even ask; they're just doing,
right,
you know.
right,
And it's like God, but you don't even really know me, but it doesn't matter. Whatever I can do to help you, just let me know. And that's what you
mhm,
hear every week. And so I'm very thankful that God brought me into this community. Um, Marcy, it's been so good to have you on today. I just love your heart. I love you.
I love you.
I have a stack of cards that are scripture based. And I sit here and shuffle them as you were talking here towards the end. And so whatever's on top is what's meant for us
Okay,
today. And it says, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:7. So that's definitely our scripture for today. He guards us, He protects us. Um, I like to ask another question before we get off. What is something that you like to collect?
ah, I've always been a bear person. I love
Yeah,
teddy bears. Um,
yeah.
I was born a month premature,
Mhm.
and my grandfather, bless him, he's not with me anymore, he gave me a teddy bear that I still
Aw, yeah.
have. That was next to me. I was an incubator.
Mm-hmm.
and he gave me my very first
Oh,
one,
I
and that
love that you still
kinda
have it.
yeah. So that kinda started my love for
Your
teddy
little
bears.
bears.
I
Yeah.
have stuffed ones, ceramic ones, just I don't
Yeah.
know. That's
Yeah. Just something that touches you or catches it, or like when you travel, you see something you can
mhm.
get. And North Carolina is known for the bears.
Yes,
That
I
you get
have
to see
not
real ones.
we live 28 I think 2,800 feet up on a
Yeah.
gravel road, and there's only 7 houses.
Yeah.
I've not seen a bear, but the house above us, our neighbor,
Has.
yeah, he has one of
Yeah.
those wildlife cameras, and he's
Uh-huh.
shown us,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Oh,
look
I
at this
know they're
brown
there.
bear." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah. So just always be sure with your dogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. That's a great collection too to have though. They're precious. I love them. I love bears of all kinds. Well, we have to end. I hate
Yes.
ending. It's always so hard, but thank you again. I just appreciate you taking your time to share your story today.
Well, thank you. You put me at ease.
Thank you for joining my podcast today. We all have a story to share. Each story has purpose and makes an impact to you, the listener, creating a journey with passion and purpose. The journey we're taking is the journey within you. Please share with others and subscribe below.